In 1994, a widow named Eleanor Pruitt lived alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Topeka, Kansas, on $612 a month. She had buried her husband 3 years before and never remarried. She paid her rent on the first of every month, always. She ate 3 full meals a day. She kept a coffee tin of cash hidden in the freezer for emergencies and never once had to open it. Every grandchild got a $5 bill on their birthday, tucked inside a card she made by hand. Her neighbors assumed she had savings, or a pension, or help from her children. She had none of the 3. What she had was a set of habits older than she was, rules her mother drilled into her during the Depression, when $600 was a year's wages, not a month's. She used every one of them until she died at 91. And not a single one was hard. Her generation managed money with habits, not apps. Habits carved in by lean years and carried for a lifetime. Those habits held a person steady through widowhood, fixed incomes, and the slow climb of every bill. Then the world told us the old way was outdated. It told us to swipe instead of save, to subscribe instead of own, to let a screen do the thinking. The people who quietly kept the old rules ended each month with a little left over. Everyone else ran short and called it normal. Number 19 can cut a monthly bill by nearly a third with a single phone call, and most people never make it. Number 11 is something almost everyone living alone pays for, and almost no one needs. And number 2, the habit that kept more seniors out of debt than any government check ever did, takes about 30 seconds a day. These 25 tricks were not about going without. They were about staying free, free from worry, free from the bank, free from leaning on anyone. Everyone is simple. Everyone can start this week. Hit that subscribe button. Let us count down the 25 easy money tricks seniors living alone can start using this week. Number 25, the single weekly shopping trip. One list, one trip, one time through the doors. You sit down once a week and write down everything you need. Then you go once and buy only what is on the paper. Every extra trip to the store is a chance to spend on things you never planned to. A senior in Des Moines cut her grocery bill by $30 a month just by going once instead of 4 times. The Depression housewife shopped this way out of necessity because a wasted trip cost bus fare she did not have. It was not about discipline. It was about not handing the store 4 chances to tempt you instead of 1. Number 24, asking for the senior discount everywhere. Half the discounts in this country are never advertised. You simply have to ask. At the pharmacy, the diner, the hardware store, the movie theater, the phone company, you ask plainly, "Is there a discount for seniors?" The worst answer is no, and no costs you nothing. A retired man in Tucson saved better than $200 a year doing nothing but asking. His parents' generation never paid full price for anything without first asking if there was a better one. Asking is not begging. It is the oldest bargaining tool there is, and it still works. Number 23, cooking in batches and freezing it in portions. Cooking for one wastes money when half the food spoils first. So you cook for 6 and freeze the rest in single servings. A big pot of soup, a tray of casserole, a batch of chili, divided into containers, labeled frozen, and pulled out one night at a time. A pound of dried beans makes a week of lunches for under $2. A widow in Cleveland never threw out food because nothing in her freezer could spoil. Her mother fed 8 from one pot during the Depression and wasted nothing. Cooking once and eating 5 times is not a chore. It is 5 meals from the work of 1. Number 22, skipping the clothes dryer. A drying rack costs $10 once. A dryer costs money every load, forever. You hang the wash on a rack by the window or a line on the porch, and the air does the work for free. An electric dryer is one of the hungriest machines in any home, easily $70 a year to run. A woman in Portland living on Social Security dried everything on a folding rack and never noticed the lost convenience. Her whole generation dried clothes on a line and thought nothing of it. It is not a hardship. It is $70 a year you keep instead of burn. Number 21. Making your own cleaners. The cabinet does not need 10 bottles, it needs 3. Vinegar, baking soda, and a bar of soap clean nearly everything in a home. Vinegar and water shines glass and cuts grease. Baking soda scours a sink. A gallon of vinegar costs less than $3 and lasts months, where the branded sprays run $4 a piece and empty fast. A senior in Atlanta cleaned her whole apartment for pennies a month. Her grandmother cleaned the same way, long before a single spray bottle existed. The chemistry never changed. Only the price did, and you do not have to pay it.
Before we go on, I made something special for you. Guides for people like us, who still believe the old ways mattered. They're the forgotten money habits our grandparents lived by, tricks that could save you thousands a year. But this knowledge is disappearing, and once it's gone for good. I've put together 2 books for you, plus a free bonus. Imagine how much you could save over the next year by starting today. Scan the QR code on screen now, or click the link below. I'll wait.
Number 20. Putting your library card to work. The library is the most generous deal in America, and it is free. Books, large print books, movies, music, newspapers, magazines, free internet, free classes, even passes to local museums. You walk in, sign up, and walk out with a card that replaces dozens of subscriptions. A man in Spokane canceled $40 a month of streaming once he discovered the library had the same films. His generation grew up treating the library as a second home. It was never charity. It was a public treasure, paid for already, sitting there waiting for anyone wise enough to use it. Number 19. Calling to lower your own bills. This is the phone call almost no one makes, and it is worth the most. You call your cable, phone, or internet company and say you are thinking of canceling. They transfer you to the department whose only job is keeping you. Then they offer a lower rate you never knew existed. A widow in Memphis cut her cable bill by $25 a month in one 10-minute call. Her father haggled over every price in his life because in his day, you always asked for better. The company is counting on your silence. One phone call once a year, and you stop paying the loyalty penalty. Number 18. Asking the pharmacist for the cheaper option. The same medicine often comes at wildly different prices, and the pharmacist knows all of them. You ask 3 plain questions. Is there a generic? Is there a discount card or program? Would it cost less without insurance? A retiree in Omaha cut a prescription from $60 to $9 just by asking. The Depression generation never accepted the first price on anything, especially something this important. Your pharmacist is on your side and wants you to ask. The cheaper option almost always exists. You only have to say the words out loud. Number 17. The POT that never wastes a scrap. Nothing edible goes in the trash. The chicken carcass becomes broth. The vegetable ends become soup. The stale bread becomes stuffing or toast. You keep a bag in the freezer for scraps, and when it is full, you make a pot of soup that costs you almost nothing, but tastes like a real meal. A senior in Baltimore made a full pot of soup most weeks for under $1. Her mother fed a family through the 30s on exactly this habit. It was not poverty cooking, it was the refusal to throw away food you already paid for. Here is what no one says out loud about living alone on a fixed income. The hardest part is not the money. It is the feeling that the world stopped needing what you know. You raised families on a fraction of what people spend now. You stretched $1 in ways that would stun a young person today. And somewhere along the way, you were quietly told that wisdom was just being old-fashioned. It was not. Every habit on this list is something your generation invented, perfected, and proved over decades of hard winters. The companies that want your Social Security check spent 50 years convincing everyone these habits were embarrassing. They are not embarrassing. They are the most valuable thing you own. You did not forget how to do this. You were only told to stop. This week, you start again. Number 16. Heating the room, not the whole house. You do not warm empty rooms. You warm the chair you sit in. You lower the thermostat a few degrees, close the doors to rooms you do not use, and keep a warm sweater and a lap blanket within reach. Each degree you drop saves real money over a winter. A man in Buffalo kept his heat at 66, wore a cardigan and cut his gas bill by close to $100 a season. His parents kept the heat low and the sweaters on without a second thought. It was not suffering. It was the difference between a warm body and a warm, empty hallway nobody was standing in. Number 15. Pulling the plugs that drain money while you sleep. Half your electronics cost you money even when they are off. The television, the microwave, the charger left in the wall, they sip power all night long. You plug them into a power strip and switch the strip off, or you simply unplug what you are not using. A widow in Sacramento trimmed close to $15 a month off her electric bill, doing nothing but flipping a switch at night. Her generation turned off every light when leaving a room out of pure habit. Those quiet little drains add up to real dollars. You just have to pull the plug. Number 14. Sleeping on it before you buy it. Before you buy anything that is not food, rent, or medicine, you wait 2 days. If you still want it after 48 hours, you buy it. If you forgot about it, you just saved the money. Most wants do not survive 2 days. A retiree in Phoenix avoided hundreds of dollars of regret each year by simply waiting before every purchase. The man who lost everything in the Depression learned never to spend in a hurry again. The wait costs nothing. It only gives the want time to prove whether it was real. Number 13. Hunting down the subscriptions you forgot you had. Money leaks out in small monthly pieces you stopped noticing years ago. You sit down with your bank statement, 1 page at a time, and circle every recurring charge. Then you ask of each one, do I still use this? The ones you do not, you cancel today. A senior in Hartford found $40 a month in subscriptions she had completely forgotten existed. Her generation balanced a checkbook by hand and knew where every dollar went. The companies bank on you forgetting. One afternoon with a statement, and you stop paying for things you do not even use. Number 12. Letting the senior center feed you and keep you company. Most towns have a senior center, and most of what they offer is free or nearly so. A hot lunch for $1 or $2, free coffee, card games, exercise classes, rides to the doctor, help with forms. A man in Tampa ate a full lunch there 5 days a week for almost nothing and gained a table full of friends besides. These centers grew out of an era when communities took care of their old. It is not a handout. It is a warm meal, good company, and money saved, all in the same room. Number 11. Quitting bottled water for good. This is the thing nearly everyone living alone buys and almost no one needs. The water from your tap is already paid for. A case of bottled water costs $4 or $5 and gives you nothing the faucet does not, except plastic and a price. You buy one good pitcher with a filter, fill it from the sink, and keep it cold. A woman in Denver saved over $200 a year the day she stopped buying water by the case. Her generation drank straight from the tap their whole lives. You already pay for water once. Paying for it twice is the trick the companies are hoping you never notice. Number 10. Buying produce only when it is in season. Fruit and vegetables cost a fraction of the price when they are in season and grown nearby. You learn the rhythm: berries in summer, squash in fall, root vegetables in winter, and you buy what is cheap and plentiful that month. A retiree in Fresno halved her produce bill by buying with the seasons instead of against them. Her mother canned and froze the summer harvest to carry the family through winter. Out-of-season produce is shipped from across the world and priced for it. In-season food is cheaper, fresher, and better. The calendar tells you when. Number 9. Mending and fixing before replacing. A torn seam, a loose button, a wobbly chair leg. None of it means a trip to the store. You keep a small kit: needle and thread, glue, a screwdriver, a few screws. Most small repairs take 10 minutes and cost almost nothing. A senior in Richmond kept a pair of shoes alive for 6 years with a tube of glue and a little patience. His generation lived by a simple rule: use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Replacing what could be repaired was the one luxury they refused. A 10-minute fix beats a $40 replacement every time. Consider the arithmetic of a single ordinary habit. The average household now spends real money every month on things their grandparents got for nothing: bottled water, paper towels, prepared food, a dryer running daily, lights and screens left on in empty rooms. Add up only the small ones on this list, and a senior living alone can keep $200, $300, even $400 a year that would otherwise vanish into convenience. That is not a small sum on a fixed income. That is a winter's heat. That is the emergencies covered. The Depression generation did not have more money than we do. They had fewer leaks. Every habit here is just a leak sealed shut. None of it is hard. All of it adds up. Number 8. Putting your utilities on budget billing. A heating bill that spikes in January can wreck a tight month. So you call the utility and ask for budget billing, sometimes called level pay. They average your yearly cost into 12 equal payments, so every month is the same and nothing ever surprises you. While you have them on the phone, you ask if they offer any assistance programs for seniors, because many do. A widow in Minneapolis never feared the winter bill again once it was level all year. Her generation planned for the lean months before they arrived. A predictable bill is a bill you can never be blindsided by. Number 7. Knowing what things should actually cost. You keep a small notebook of the prices of the things you buy most: milk, bread, eggs, coffee, your regular medicine. Once you know the real price, you know in an instant whether a sale is a deal or a trick. A senior in Kansas City caught dozens of fake sales a year because she knew her numbers cold. Her mother kept prices in her head and could not be fooled by any storefront. A sale only works on someone who does not know the regular price. Write the prices down, and no marketing trick can reach you. Number 6. Making coffee at home and carrying it out. A cup of coffee out costs $2 or $3 now. A cup made at home costs a few cents. You brew a pot in the morning and pour what is left into a thermos to carry with you. A man in Cincinnati saved better than $30 a month the day he stopped buying coffee out and started carrying it. His whole generation filled a thermos every morning without thinking twice. The coffee shop sells you the same thing your kitchen makes for almost nothing. The thermos rides along, and the $3 stays in your pocket. Number 5, running all your errands in one trip. Gas and effort both add up when you make 4 separate trips for 4 separate things. So you keep a running list, and when it is long enough, you do everything in one loop. Pharmacy, bank, grocery, post office, all in a single drive. A retiree in Albuquerque cut her driving nearly in half by batching her errands. Her father planned every trip to town carefully because gas and time were never free. One thoughtful loop beats 4 scattered trips. You save the fuel, you save the wear, and you save yourself the tiredness besides. Number 4, splitting bulk costs with a neighbor. Buying in bulk is cheaper, but for one person it often means waste. So you team up with a neighbor and split it. A giant bag of rice, a flat of eggs, a warehouse-size pack of paper goods, bought together, split in half, and both of you save. 2 seniors in San Diego shared a bulk membership and a shopping trip, and each cut their costs by a quarter. In the old neighborhoods, sharing across the fence was simply how people lived. It is not just cheaper, it is a standing reason to knock on a door, and company is its own kind of wealth. Number 3, spending cash you can see, not cards you cannot. A card hides the money leaving. Cash makes it real. You take out your spending money for the week in bills, and when the cash is gone, the spending stops. You feel each dollar leave your hand, and feeling it changes how you spend. A widow in Louisville stayed on budget for 20 years using nothing but envelopes of cash. Her generation cashed the check and divided it into labeled envelopes before anything else. The card is designed to make spending painless. The cash is designed to tell you the truth. Cash never lets you pretend. Number 2, paying yourself first, even a little. This is the 30-second habit that beats any government check. The day money comes in, before you pay a single bill, you move a small amount into savings. $5, $10. The amount does not matter. The order is everything. It happens first, not last, not from whatever is left over, because there is never anything left over. A man in Scranton put away $10 a week on Social Security and built a cushion that carried him through every emergency for 15 years. The Depression families enforced this rule above all others. Pay yourself first. The rest will arrange itself around what remains. Number 1, spending less than comes in. This is the whole list in a single line and the simplest rule of all. No system, no envelope, no trick. Just the plain, unglamorous discipline of spending a little less than arrives each month. Every week, every month, for years. The gap between what comes in and what goes out is the only foundation there has ever been. A widow in Topeka lived this rule on $600 a month and never once went short. It is not exciting, it is not clever, it is just true, and it has been true for 100 years. Spend less than comes in. Everything else is detail. None of these tricks required a big income, a financial advisor, or a single dollar you do not already have. They required attention. The willingness to look at money plainly, without shame and without fantasy. The generation that raised families through hard years understood something the rest of the world keeps trying to forget. Comfort is not the same as security. Convenience is not the same as freedom. The ability to buy whatever you want is worthless, beside the ability to need almost nothing. You already know how to do this. You did it for decades, when the stakes were higher and the money was thinner. A widow in Topeka lived alone on almost nothing, paid every bill on time, mailed a card to every grandchild, and owed no living soul a dime. She was not the exception. She was an ordinary woman who simply never forgot what she knew. Neither did you. This week, you begin again.